Hello, and welcome to another episode of Learn to Play Free to Play with me, Bobby, aka Evil Duck. In this episode, thanks to a request, my first ever request, I was quite happy with this, I got a little excited, made me smile, which was brilliant, thank you to that person. He requested Realm of the Mad God. This was on my list, but because someone requested it, I thought it'd be nice and pull it forward in the pipeline. There's plenty more to come. I will apologise now, there hasn't been many in the last week. I've been a little bit busy. University's just around the corner. It's a bit exciting. But anyway, don't need to know about that. Who knows, I'm a boring person. But here we have Realm of the Mad God. You might be thinking the graphics look a bit rubbish and there's massive black squares all over the screen. Well, the graphics rubbish is a hard word. It's a bit of an old school game. It's pretty awesome. It doesn't rely on the graphics to have a good time, which I like in a game. It's emphasis on more the fun factor and the experiences you have when playing it. And the black boxes are, well, this is the first browser-based free-to-play game I have covered, so this is exactly how it looks. So I'm not giving you any false ideas of what the game looks like. The one thing I have done is put a black box over my email address that does become visible, so it tells you what account you're on, and I don't want random people emailing me. No offence, just don't want to go through random emails of either abuse or random crap. So anyway, Realm of the Mad God. You saw the intro screen, fairly simple, nicely laid out, and this is my character select / log news screen. As you can see on the right, it logs every character you've created and how much fame you've got. So as you see, I had a level 1 archer, a level 7 archer, and I think a level 8 archer, that's it. So the cool thing about this game is the idea is to reach level 20. That's your first aim. So say I made an archer and got it to level 20. That would mean I achieved one of the unlocks for another class. For example, the Knight, Paladin, Assassin, Huntress, Warrior, Mystic, Trickster and Sorcerer are all locked for me. To unlock them, I would have to get other classes to level 20. Now it sounds a little bit weird, but I quite like this unlock system because it makes people play it a little bit more. It's not just a one-time thing. You go in, you play along. If you like it, you'll stick around, which means the player base, 99% of the time, is fairly friendly because they know what they're doing. They're not going to get you killed, put it that way, because they're a little bit more experienced, which is it's all fairly good. I have nothing against new players. It's just they can get you killed a couple of times, and dying in this game is bigger than you might think because it's kind of like hardcore mode. If you die, when you create a character, when you die, that character's gone. It's wiped. It's just a memory in your logbook that you just saw on that screen. So it just tracks what you've done. And when it dies, it's gone forever. So the idea is survival. Now, your health does recharge, and there is health pots, so don't worry too much. But you've got to get your WSAD fingers ready because you're going to dodge as much as possible. Now, I'm pretty poor at dodging. I used a health pot already, and I'm only level 2. And I got that fairly quickly, you might have noticed. It doesn't take long to get the early levels. It does. The XP peak does get bigger, and it does take a longer, but then you go exploring in the world, and you find creatures that give you a lot more XP. These are only giving me 1 to 5, maybe 10 at a push XP per kill, which is enough to keep you going. I mean, it's found a lot in MMOs or RPGs. The first couple of levels, they really do hammer them out because you get a sense of progression and achievement that makes you want to play more. You want that sense of leveling up and progress, I think is the best word. So they let you have the few levels pretty damn easily. One, to get you used to the game and know what you're doing, but also to give you a sense of that accomplishment and achievement, which is always nice. I quite like it. So on to some of the other mechanics in Realm of the Mad God. We have the inventory system. It's fairly simple. It's everything on the screen is all that you need. There's no menus, there's no other buttons or key bindings that you need. So the inventory system, you've got your primary weapon, which in this case the Necromancer is a staff. Your offhand, I'm going to call it, your armour, your chest piece, and a ring. So every primary weapon gives a basic attack, which is just hold down left click and you'll constantly do it. And basically the only difference is how much damage they do or how fast they fire. I mean, you do get some that fire more bullets, wider spread. I've seen archers like fire 5 at a time with a fairly big spread, but they've obviously leveled up and played it a little bit more after level 20 and got a bit more gear so they can kill stuff faster and get the fame, which is basically doing quests or killing certain mobs or a certain amount of mobs. They get more fame, they go in the leaderboard, etc, 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 which is pretty cool, because then you start to know who the good players are. So if you see them around, you're like, oh, I'm going to stick with you because you are incredible, which is pretty cool. So the offhand, this is different for every class, but I'm going to talk about the Necromancer because I love the Necromancer. The offhand you start with, I don't know if it changes later levels, because I get to level 20 and I get too cocky and just die, but it doesn't matter because I've already made a step to unlock to another class. But the offhand for the Necromancer is the special attack to lifesteal, which does cost mana, but you press space and you lifesteal off the enemies, which is brilliant because the idea is to survive in this game and get the levels and get to level 20. That is why I love it. So you don't have to rely on potions or priests to heal you, and I don't see many priests because not many people like playing healing classes, which I totally understand because you're just usually pressing one button and being everyone's bitch. But anyway, you've then got the armor and the ring, which give different stats like strength, vitality, dexterity, and certain ones help certain classes. I mean, for example, strength on a necromancer is not going to be as crucial as more mana, a bigger mana pool. That's pretty crucial on a caster like a wizard or a necromancer. But anyway, you might have seen my screen shake. Don't worry, that's not your computer, that's the game. Basically, sometimes the game randomly picks people from around the world and plunks them into a dungeon. A dungeon full of nasty things, but give you lots of XP. Nasty things that will probably one-shot you. For example, this boss fight here. I'm being very cautious, and so is everyone else. But there is a huge amount of people, so it's going to go down pretty quickly. But it just give a lot of XP, so everyone in global chats is like, whoa! Yes! Going into a dungeon! I have been chosen! I have been chosen to be good at this game. Well, not good, but chosen to level up and be semi-good. I don't know. But anyway, I thought I'd show you me dinging level 20 because it was a very happy moment. I saw a Zerg on the map. I should say, actually, on the mini-map, you can teleport to anyone. They come up as a little yellow dot, and some people join Zergs, which are basically huge groups of people. So you look for the largest yellow blob and you teleport. So there's a massive group of people. More people equals more firepower. More firepower equals more death equals more experience means leveling up equals progression. Everyone likes progression. I like progression, and so should you. If you don't, then that's cool, but most people like progression. But then I get to level 20 and I get too cocky and I die, as per usual, because quite frankly I suck at this game. Don't judge, I just do. I don't know why. I'm usually quite good at RPGs, but I think it's all the dodging and constantly moving. I'm just like, buttons everywhere. But if you want to level up fast, go into a Zerg, have a bit of fun. Just be warned, if you do go into a big Zerg, that usually means there's big monsters around. And if you go at level 1, you'll get one shot. But you can quickly just go and make another character and do it all again if that makes you, if that's fun for you. I don't know, but I've tried it a couple of times. It does get a little bit stressful, but anyway, that has been my show, folks. I've been Evil Duck, and it's been Realm of the Mad God. I hope, fingers crossed, I've found your next favourite game. But jump in; it's a bit of fun for 10-20 minutes if you're bored or whatever. Please rate, comment, like, subscribe. It does help me quite a lot to see if I'm doing things right. See you later, guys.